Hi, my name is Kathy and I work for the Hamilton East Public Library, and I'm also a master gardener. I wanted to talk to you today about trees and mulching trees. You can see I'm standing next to a tree here that has been mulched, and you might think that that looks just lovely, but this mulch has a number of things that are wrong with it. And mulch is very important for our trees. It helps keep the moisture where the tree is, and as the mulch decomposes, it brings nutrients down in the soil. So mulch is important, but it is also important that it's done correctly. So when you look at this tree, you see that the ground is here, and that mulch is at least a foot above it. To use an analogy, this would be like in World War I when the men were fighting in the trenches. It's great when you're walking on the ground to have your feet on top of the soil. But if you have to walk so that your feet are in the soil up to your knees in mud, all sorts of problems will ensue, such as trench foot, which led to the death of many of the soldiers in World War I. Mulch like this is kind of like trench foot. When you look at a tree, it should have a straight trunk, and as that trunk goes down to the ground, that trunk is going to sort of flare out. And when we mulch, we want to make sure that not only the tree has a free mulch zone around the base of it, but also that that flare is exposed. And then the mulch that is around the tree should only be about 3 inches long. 3 to 4 inches, about the length of your fingers. Now I have this handy soil knife tool here, which if you don't have one of these, if you're going to do a lot of gardening, it's really kind of handy. It actually has numbers on it on one side. It's got this nice sharp serrated edge on the other, so I can cut through things that I need to cut through. But if I were to put this soil knife into this pile of mulch, I could probably lose that in there. There's so much mulch around this tree. That's not good. They've also put the mulch so that it goes all the way up to the tree. So, couple problems here. When you have mulch that's nice and fluffy around the tree, all the way up to the tree roots are going to want to grow through this mulch instead of into the ground. So that's a bad thing. And when you have the mulch right up next to the tree, all sorts of critters are going to easily be able to get to that mulch in order to nibble away at it. And it's going to stay moist right there next to the tree, promoting rot. So this is not how you want to mulch a tree. I'm going to show you one that's done much better. Here's another tree. This was newly planted by the city. This is done just right. You can see here at the base that I can actually see the straight trunk with the flare of the trunk coming out, and the mulch is not right next to it. This is the ground right there. Then they've even made this little heap outward here. This will help hold the water in, and this mulch isn't too deep. It's just the right depth. So when you're mulching, this is what you want to do. It will be interesting for you, now that you know this, to drive around your neighborhood and look at all the trees are done correctly and incorrectly. You can make a game of it with your kids when you're out. So hopefully this will help you with your mulching of your trees and your shrubs around your house. Look forward to seeing you again, and happy gardening.